Welcome back, everyone. I'm Susan Anderson, and this is Susan So Creative, where it's only wrong when it doesn't work. Today I'm going to go over some of my favorite tools for doing my long arm quilting. As you can see from my long arm, I'm set up to do some wall hangings. Now, I know this may be a little unusual for a lot of people, but I like to do small pieces. I like to do multiple side by side. So I've got two here that are going to use white thread on top, one that'll use red thread on top, and we'll switch off as we go from one to one. I've already got it basted and set up ready to go. But the first tool I wanted to show you is my favorite foot. And this is the Glide 2 tool foot. It's designed to glide across seams on piece tops. I probably do mostly piece tops when I'm quilting, and this foot just glides right over the top in case I don't get a perfect seam. I might get a little pucker or something here, but this will just glide right over the top of it. It also has marks, although mine's a little dirty right now. It also has marks on the inside so you can align this easier. The second thing that you're going to notice on here, and I'll zoom in a little bit more, my second tool I'm going to show you now, I am working on a QMP 18 from Janome, and it does not come with a laser light. I did purchase an additional laser position light. Okay, it plugs into the USB port on the side of the machine. That is my second most favorite tool that I work with, simply because it allows me to get aligned either right to the corner or to an adjacent spot, or even if I break a thread, I'm able to pick up exactly where I need to because of that laser positioner. Now, it does have an adjustment. I'll zoom back out a little bit here so you can see that. Just above the needle where it is attached. We'll go in here. There it is. This little item right here does have a small Allen screw that will work on the side where you can move this little positioner so it's exactly where you need it to be. To do that, you're going to drop your needle down into the fabric. So you're going to drop the needle down into the fabric and align the light directly with your needle as it's entering the fabric. It takes a minute or two, but it's easy to do. Tighten it back up and you're set to go. You're going to love this tool. My second favorite tool, of course, is my Allen wrench. You've got to have that in order to change your needle or to change out your presser foot. These are a 2.5 millimeter metric, obviously, 2.5 millimeter diameter Allen wrench, and you can pick this up by the dozen, or I think there might be 10 in the box. I'll leave the link to that where you can purchase more of these inexpensively to have on hand, because I don't know about you, but they get misplaced. My magnets keep control of it, but I don't always have them with me because I do travel. The other tool I like to have on hand, of course, is my small screwdriver for adjusting the tension on my bobbin case. Now, this does come with the machine, and again, I keep it right on my magnet here next to my machine. Now, here's a tool you probably hadn't thought of. This is just a straight pin, and it happens to be one of the quilting pins. It's fine, but it's a straight pin. Now, I don't normally pin my my backing to my leaders. I did this time because they're small pieces. It's just faster and easier. But if I'm doing a big quilt, I normally baste on a regular machine. But this little pin here helps me align my needle to be perfectly straight in my machine. Since we don't have flat back needles, and I'm going to zoom down here so you can see, since we don't have flat back needles, it's sometimes hard to get that eye in the proper position. So using this pin, I can put the pin into the eye of the needle, just like so. Now again, this is before it's threaded. And if I were to loosen my screw here, I'll just do that real quick, because it does appear to be a little off. Don't loosen it too much, but loosen enough so that you can turn or pivot your needle wherever you need to be. And then I know I've got the eye directly where it needs to be in order to be threading and where I can get perfect stitching. So that's my next little tool that I like to have. Beyond that, there are a couple of other things. One is my favorite pair of little tiny tweezers. Again, I'll leave you a link to all my accessories in the description. But this is my favorite little tool here. I know it's a small little piece of tweezers, but it's very sharp. So if I'm having to pull out a thread, and yes, we do sometimes have to rip a few threads, especially if the thread breaks, we need to back it up and go to another thread pickup or something like that. This is really handy to have. It'll get right into the points of where I need to go. And of course, like any good sewist or seamstress, I'm going to have my favorite pair of scissors. This one is from Janome, but you can purchase these as well from your dealer or local craft shop. Again, I'll leave you a link to the two different brands, but this one, I just love these because it gets in real close. They're slightly curved and will get in real close to the top of my fabric in order to clip a thread. That also goes on my magnets. So you can see here, and we'll back it out. My magnets are mostly loaded with all the tools that I need in order to create or work on my long arm. Here's another one of my favorite tools. This happens to just be a stylus for my tablet. My hands tend to get a little cold. I'm in the lower portion of my home, so it's cool down here. And my hands don't always register, so this will allow me to go through and work up my design simply by touching, and it's not. Okay, yes, I do confess, I do use a seam ripper, and this is the one I prefer because I can slide it directly underneath the stitch at a time. You can get these in multiples. Again, I'll leave this too, but yeah, you will need a seam ripper at some point in time in order to work with your long arm. When you sew, you're always going to rip. I also make sure that I have a couple of marking utensils with me, either a washout as well as a air soluble. They do wash out, but I tend to do the blue markings when necessary on the outside of my quilt, not directly on the top, where I'll use the purple on the top and it will totally disappear. You don't want those getting embedded into your batting and coming back up. Your Fixion pens tend to come back in cold weather, so flying the way I do different locations for teaching, I end up having all my marks coming back onto my quilt top just because it's gone on an airplane. You've seen this favorite tool in other videos. This is blue painter's tape. It can be different color, but it helps me keep my edges aligned as I'm advancing my quilt. This is my favorite lint roller. It actually has a pop open lint trap so that you can clean it. Don't want to forget my second flywheel. This flywheel is on my quilt back bar and allows me to even out the tension on my quilt back as I forward, reverse my quilt back. This is a prototype for a pin basket that I'm working on my 3D printer. Another of my favorite tools is my thread tension journal. This is from Quiltmaker Pro. It is from Janome, and what they've done is they've given me a list of all my threads, recommended tension, needle size, and so forth, and any additional notes that I might have to pay attention to when using that particular product. Then I've got pages where I can list out my quilt, what thread I used, what tension I used, what speed, what needle, and so forth. And that gives me all the information that I need so that when I go on to my next quilt or next quilting project, I can refer back to this information and I don't have to go and start a guessing game again. I'm still going to check my tension and everything. I'm always going to change out my needle, and I'm always going to give myself oil first thing in the morning when I start to sew and at the end of the day. That way my bobbin stays nicely lubricated. So just another nice little tool to have on hand. Stop in at your Janome dealer. These are available for you, and you can pick one up there. Again, I'll leave the reference number and so forth in the description below. Hope you enjoyed today's video today. Look for you again next time on Susan Sew Creative. where it's only wrong when it doesn't work.